Hello everyone. I was sitting here stuffing my face with king cake and thought I would maybe do a quick bow on a new embellishment that I think is pretty cool. Before I get started though, I'll just show you what it is first and a couple of other things. I don't know if you can see real well, but what we're going to do is create a bow with the glitter ribbon on the inside, like the backing, if you can see that. This is a medium size bow, and we're going to be using an 1.5 inch ribbon. We're gonna, we're not going to be making the great big one today. I think it's doing well enough to master, the smaller ones using the glitter backing, because it's not quite as easy to work with as, just regular grosgrain. And then this is one of the big ones. This is 3-inch width ribbon, and then I have the backing is not 3-inch, it's 2.5, but anyway, I just went with it and it seems to look okay. So this is the great big one with the glitter backing. It really adds a lot to the embellishment of the bow. Okay, so I like it real well, and I think everyone else does too. And then I just wanted to show you real quick these little baby headbands and the buttons in the middle, and I'll leave the link where I got it. But my first Mardi Gras, there are a lot of different little buttons, and you can use them in the small bows or you can use them in the great big bows. They really I like the 1-inch buttons rather than the bottle cap images. Both work well, but anyway, you guys know that I use these all the time, and this is just a a clip on the back. I don't get to make the small ones very often. Okay, so on to our tutorial. Supplies. Okay. I am using E6000. Of course, it's a little used up to do my bottle cap, and I've already, well, of course you don't have to put a bottle cap in the middle. You can put a knot or whatever, but this is the bottle cap, or cameo. This is the cameo with the rhinestones, and I'm using my button in the middle, so this is what I'm going to use in the middle. You can choose to use this if you want to. This is like double-sided tape. I've used it in a few of the tutorials, and if it helps in this case, because the ribbon's kind of slippery to deal with, you may want to use it. It's just up to you, optional. Needle and thread. Of course, I use the upholstery thread. I am going to also, along with the glue gun, I'm also going to use the wood burning tool because we are, slicing through 2 pretty thick layers. So just using a lighter is probably not going to do it. So I'm going to use my wood burning tool, and salon clip, definitely need that. And if you're going to use a a clip or a French barrette, you'll need that as well. Alright, so, and then scissors, of course. And if you're going to use the wood burning tool, you need like a piece of cardboard or something. Of course, this one is really used up. But anyway, you'll need something to put down so you don't burn your surface or your table or whatever you're working on. And the last thing, of course, is your ribbon. This comes from one of my favorite websites, ohmygoshgoodies.com, and I've cut this to about 40 inches. Now this ribbon I cut to a yard, which is 36 inches. But my tail came out a little short, and I didn't really care for that. If I'm going to have a tail, I want it to be a little bit longer. So I went ahead and cut this to 40 inches so that my tail will, you know, come out a little longer. And then, of course, your glitter backing ribbon, this is pink. And, you know, this really can be purchased anywhere now. Walmart has a few colors, and Hobby Lobby now carries quite a bit of, you know, the 1 inch, or inch and a half rather, glitter ribbon, and, you know, a few of the larger ones, I guess. And so this one, though, comes from one of my absolute favorite shops that carries every color, and that's silksandcrafts.com, and I will leave the link to all these fabulous places. Okay, so to get started, oh yeah, and you need, you know, a piece of ribbon. Like if you're going to do the bottle cap, you know, I just, you know, surround the middle part with the coordinating ribbon. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is take the wire out. Okay, so I just kind of fold it in half and squeeze the wire pieces up. And you can even take your scissors and just kind of hold your thumb over that wire and pull it out a little at a time. And, you know, you'll have to bunch your ribbon up somewhat. And just, you know, work your ribbon until you can pull the wire out. Alright, and then I just chunk it in the garbage. Okay, and again, this is an 1.5 inches in width, cut to 40 inches in length. Okay, so you've got both of your ribbons, and you want to put back to back, non-printed to non-printed, I guess, and line it up. Okay, and we are going to do the boutique style bow. Alright, so once you have it lined up, then I just put it on my little piece of cardboard here, and let's see, I can zoom, wrong way, zoom in a little bit maybe, and then I get my wood burning tool here. Okay, and then I simply, and I've done this in a few other videos, I basically just cut at an angle, okay, and it melts the ribbon together. So I start at the top, and this is something, if you've never done, you should probably practice on some old ribbon first, okay. And I don't know, I'm a terrible camera person, so I'll just, anyway, I'll pick that up. And you can see how it's, you know, actually kind of melted that onto the cardboard. And, you know, you're going to throw that piece away. And then this piece, you know, is melted together. Okay, and it really helps to have it, you know, just stuck together like that. Okay, now here's where you have to decide, you know, if you want to use the two-sided tape. It's up to you. Basically, if you're going to do that, you know, you flip it over. Okay, and then you just kind of go down the middle. And that, you know, that leaves that strip right there if you can see it. Okay, and the idea is to make sure there are no wrinkles. You know, you want to get it very taut. Alright, so you flip it back over, okay, and, you know, you just kind of press it down and make sure there are no wrinkles or bubbles or, you know, or whatever in the ribbon, and, you know, it stays together, you know, whatever. And if you're going to do that, then you would just go the whole length until you get to the end. Okay, but do not heat seal your other end yet. I never do that until I've got the entire bow made, because it ends up being uneven afterwards, and you'll have a big bubble in the middle otherwise. Okay. Alright, now this one's, you know, something you kind of have to go slow with. I'm not going to go ahead and use the tape with the rest of mine. With the bigger bows, when I use this, I do use the tape. With the smaller ones, I'm okay. So I'm going to make my first loop. Okay. And I just do like a slight angle. Okay, and then, you know, you just have to take it slow with these, because like I said, it's, you know, it's different. It's not the same kind of backing. Alright, so I've got, and you know, it's a constant game of adjustment. I mean, you're constantly adjusting and, you know, holding it up and making sure, and this pink is really pretty. I do like it. So I just kind of hold it up and, you know, decide if I need to adjust or if I'm ready to go on to my third loop, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, so that's what we have so far. And usually at this point, I'll take an alligator clip, just, you know, it's kind of like an extra pair of hands, and then I'll just put it right there. Okay, and so it, you know, just kind of holds it in place for me. Okay, and then you have your, you know, your third loop. You just want to hold both of them together, or if they're taped together, that's fine as well. Okay, and then you just want to slip it in, you know, in between here. Alright, and so there's your third loop. Alright, and then fourth loop, you just put that other, you know, the rest of it over, and I've got a nice long tail this time, so that works. Alright, so that's, you know, basically what you have, and I am just loving this glitter backing. Okay, so at this point I'm just going to take my alligator clip and I'm going to take my alligator clip off, and alright, so that's what you've got so far. And at this point I just you know, take my ribbon and take my loops rather, and pull them down like this, and make sure you know, that they're even. That's the most important thing. And then I do it in the front as well, just to make sure. And my left side generally always ends up like shorter, so I have to adjust and pull it over. I may have pulled too far. You know, these, if anybody ever asks, wow, why do you charge, you know, $10 or $12 or $14 for a bow? You know the answer to that. I mean, supplies are expensive, and, you know, this is not something you just zip together in 10 seconds. It takes a little while. Okay, so I think I'm satisfied with what I have, and so I'm just going to get my needle and thread at this point. Always use upholstery thread, always, 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 or at least I do, because I always pull very hard on my needle, and I generally pop my thread if I don't have strong thread. Okay, so that's what we have so far. So then I go to the back and go through the middle. And this is just the way I do it. In the last video, I shared a couple of ways to crease in the middle. Alright, so then I'm just going to pull that through and leave it okay? And then I'm going to hold my ribbon, you know, between my thumb and, I don't know, what is this, your pointer finger, forefinger, whatever, I don't know. And I'm going to take this off, and you want to hold it very firmly. Okay, now, if you were going to use the other method where you leave it on and crease, you know, by surrounding it with the thread, then of course you would do that. If you're going to hand fold, just, you know, you got your first crease, and then the second crease, and then the third one. And I've demonstrated this several times in other videos, so if you know, if you need like a slower, more detailed version, you can take a look at some of the other ones. Okay, and so that's, you know, about what it should look like at this point. Alright, and then I grab my thread and basically just go around a few times. And you always want to make sure on your first go around that you're, you know, dead center and you're not over here. You know, that makes a big difference too. Okay, the symmetry of the bow is everything. So I go around, I don't know, 3-4 times, and all the time I'm going around, I pull, you know, pretty tight. All right, then, and then that way, you know, you can kind of let go of it and adjust, and you know, you should be able to. Just depends. All right, so then I just kind of pull the loops out and adjust them. You know, before I tie it off in the back, I just want to make sure that, you know, this is what I want. Okay, and so this is about what it should look like. Okay, and then I think I'm pretty satisfied, so I'm going to go ahead and tie that knot in the back. Okay, and I leave, remember, I leave my needle and thread for the moment. Okay, so that's what you should have. Okay, looks fabulous, the glitter. Okay, now since I'm using an alligator clip and not a barrette for this one, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off because I don't use the thread to surround the clips. Okay, and at this point I'm going to go ahead and deal with this tail right here. So you want to stretch both pieces out and make sure that you have them, you know, evenly lined up. Okay, and then I get my burner and do the same thing. I cut at an angle. Okay, and you know, once again, see how I just cut at the, you know, an angle like that, and you know, you just kind of peel both of them off. Sometimes if I have very thin cardboard or whatever, some of the paper will come with it, but you can peel that off easily. Okay, so we have our bow made. We just have to add the last little things to go with it. Okay, and I'm using a pretty large alligator clip. You know, it's the large, one of the large ones that, let's see, what is it, like 2.5 inches or a little over 2 inches. Okay, and what I do is, if you're going to put a bottle cap or, you know, whatever, an embellishment in the middle, what I will do is I'll cut my 3/8 ribbon, put a little bit of glue in the middle, and then I will clamp down on that glue. You know, I've just got the glue in the middle so it'll stay. Okay, then I'll put a little bit more glue across there, and then just, you know, plop it in the middle. Wherever I put that glue is where I'm going to center it. Okay, and hold it there a second and make sure your clip is going straight across there. Okay, so you've got these two pieces, and I cut them kind of long. I tend to be wasteful like that. And then I just go around to the front. I bring both little pieces, you see them, around to the front. And in this case, if you want a lighter to heat seal, you can. And then I just kind of clip those off, heat seal, and glue them down. So you're kind of, I guess, going in reverse. You're going around the front instead of in the back, and to me that's a little easier. But you really can only do that if you're going to cover this up, maybe. I don't know. Okay, so that's what we have so far, and I'm just going to take this one off. I've had so many people ask me where I get this from, and it's a place called wholesalegirls.com is where I got mine, but I don't know if they sell them anymore. So but I'm sure if you Google plastic headband stand, they probably have them in other places. But this has been invaluable to me. It's like another set of hands. Okay, and our last little thing is adding our embellishment there. Okay, so in this case I use 2 glues, and I want to talk about the hot glue in just a second. I get my E6000, and I picked up a white instead of the clear, so I just put like a dab down the middle there. And then in order to make it stick immediately, I'll put 2 like thin strips on the side of the E6000, and then I just put it in the middle, because then the hot glue makes it stick immediately, but then the E6000 is the glue that hardens and is better for gluing in plastic and that kind of thing. Okay, and all I did was to the cameo, I just added the little lips, like mini lips or whatever. And I'll see if I can find exactly where I got those. I mean, they have them, on Etsy shops. That was my last one too. I need to order some more. So there you go, guys. That, and this is, let me see the measurements here on this. That is like a 6-inch, like if you're, out to here, that's 6 inches. It's pretty large size, but here in the South, this would be considered a medium bow. If I have my little baby head here, this is like a baby mannequin head. This is kind of the size, I guess, if you want to. This creepy head here. Anyway, that's the end of our tutorial. And just one thing I wanted to add, if you are having trouble with your hot glue sticking to things, you might want to try Gorilla Glue, Gorilla Hot Glue, and I've mentioned it a few times in my other tutorials. It's a little more expensive, but I am telling you it's worth it. It is, like it says, it's 5 times stronger, and it is, and you can get it at Walmart. In fact, they have a whole line of products. It's kind of an industrial strength glue, and I love it. I will not use anything else, and especially if you're selling your products or whatever, you want them to hold up, because I used to have a lot of trouble with my hot glue holding up with barrettes and things in the middle. So anyway, and once again, I have talked too much, so I'm sure that irritates some people, but I have the best viewers in the world. You guys are always so kind, and I appreciate you watching, and hopefully I can get another one up soon. Thank you so much.